We're here with Brenden. Of course, we're not going to minimalize or trivialize that at all because this is a known man as far as, again, past episodes and what you do with music. As far as you got new shit coming out, that's a given. You stay busy, you stay persistent with yours. It's always, I'm not saying this because I'm here now in your space, you in my face, pause. But I'm saying it because also, legit, your sound is unique to you.
I appreciate it.
And you always stay crafting your own lane. I like and I respect you take your time, you do what you got to do with yours and make sure it's fully yours when it's out there.
Appreciate it.
It's not the fucking sound that's out there hot right now. It's not little fucking, they're not going to say, oh, you know, little Brendan Black or, you know, Brendan 6'9" or 21 Brendan or whatever. Shit, no, Brendan's Brendan. That's all it is, too.
Appreciate it, man.
I'm sure you get that all the time, though, right? Like, your sound is like yours, kind of. Like, I haven't heard your shit elsewhere.
Yeah. I usually get that a lot, which I'm happy about that. It's something that I work hard for, and I really want when people hear my stuff, they're like, yo, you know, I may hear some of the influences, but yo, this is you. Like, this is like, it's all you. This is what you created. This is your lane. And I kind of like that.
At this point now, I mean, you've been doing it for a while. Like, how roughly would you say you've been doing it now? Is
Sheesh. Maybe so as far as like recording and like the point where like the recording happened and it's like, yo, it's hitting, it's going on 10 years now. It's supposed to be 10 years. Yeah.
You're still young too, so 10 years of doing that. That's
like 18, 17.
Wow, okay.
But I was writing since like 14, 15.
Right.
But it's like recording and like making music actively, it's like 18, 19.
Goddamn.
So it's about to be like 10 years.
So at this point, you're comfy in your own sound, whatever you
provide. Yeah. I'm pretty much busting out songs in like an hour.
Nice. So at this point now, I guess it's in the back of your mind now about, oh, I got to make this sound like me, or I got to make my own sound. That's like the last thing you worry about now.
Yeah, now it's just like, hey, let's just do this, and however it comes out, it's already going to be mine. So, which is a good place to be. I would say anybody out there that's like making music and trying to find their own sound, just keep making it, just be consistent, and try not to be different or try not to be someone else. Just do whatever you do, and it'll definitely find its way to become yours. So
if anything, do what feels good to
you.
You.
Basically, just do what you like, do what feels good, do whatever comes out, go with it. If it sounds dope, go with it, and eventually you will carve out this lane. Eventually it'll be something that is yours and like no one sounds like. So yeah.
You have what is it now? Forgive me for losing count, but I think you got like at least 3 projects now, at least EPs or.
Yeah, just about. Well, I mean, it's about to be going on 3 projects.
Okay.
I had the Regular World Summer, I got the State of Mind EP, and it's about to be another tape that's coming out in September.
So I could have sworn it was 3, because it sounds like you've had more out already at this point already.
Probably, I think I did, but it was more singles than
that's
like
what
projects.
It was,
yeah, it was more singles than like projects.
Okay. Do you have a favorite project at all you go back to now, even though it's only 2?
State of Mind for sure.
State of Mind.
State of Mind was definitely, I was really, really proud of.
I remember you showed me the little preview of it too. That was the one you redid, Devil in a New Dress.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, that's probably my favorite project so far. But this new one's about to be something that it's about to be something.
Nice.
I'm excited for it.
I know you may not want to say too much about it now, just yet, because it's not out there soon. But I think you were saying you're going to call it potentially a mixtape for now, if not another EP, perhaps?
Yes, it is a mixtape. I'm going to have a big event in September. It's going to be a pretty unique concept.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be, expect more tracks than the EP. It's going to be slightly more tracks than State of Mind EP. But it's gonna be great. It's gonna be dope. There's some storytelling in it. There's some dope, like just dope vibes in general. And overall, it's gonna be fun. Overall, it's a fun project, which I'm really excited to so people can hear it. I'm really excited for it. It's gonna be about in September. I'm gonna release another single in August. I just released one on Tuesday, but I'm gonna release another single in August, and then September is a new tape. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Any clues? Any sort of little hints of what we can expect for September at all? Is it just like best to keep it on the wraps?
That's a fact. Best to keep it on the wraps.
So that different.
Yeah. I'm going to release another single in August.
Okay.
And then in September, I might even release another single right before the tape releasing.
In between.
So maybe 2 weeks before, maybe like a week before, I might even throw in another single.
Like the street single or something?
Yeah, well, it'll be in the tape. It'll be like a single in the tape. So I'm thinking of maybe like giving y'all one more before I drop the tape, like maybe a week before. So I'm still debating though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna do maybe like a street single approach, like before the album drops, I'll give you one last one.
Oh, like one little
taste, yeah.
Yeah, probably, maybe. We'll see.
I don't know why that always reminds me of like, remember that whole thing with Papoose? Like it took him forever to finally drop the Nasarima Dream,
bro.
And he kept hinting
crazy.
at it.
Crazy.
No,
how about Jay Electronica?
Oh, forget it.
Forget about that.
That was some asshole shit,
bro. That was like what, 15 years?
It might have been
probably
minimum.
even more.
Yeah. And for it to come out and then still people complain, it was like, oh, there's nothing but Jay-Z on this shit. This is Jay-Z featuring Jay Elec.
That's a fact.
It was. But even though...
But Jay Elec did his thing, though.
He did.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'd still put... What was the name of that tape? The one he sampled Eternal Sunshine on it.
I don't know. It's been how long?
Well, yeah, that's too. Yeah, you were probably still with Pampers and stuff.
I probably was.
Jay Elec is fucking... already past his teenage years. He's fucking not even alive.
Yeah, he's like, exactly.
But shout out to Jay Elec, of course, too. He did his thing. But, it took too fucking long. Did he even drop anything after that?
No.
No, he didn't, right?
No.
I think he's one and done pretty much, right, at this point?
Seems like it.
Yeah.
Seems like he's one and done. I think I wouldn't be surprised if it's one and done.
So he really went the route of, like, the longest ever, most annoying foreplay before he finally stuck it in just to pull it out. Like, okay, you got enough.
It was like, all right, that's it, I'm done. Like, what? Like, why?
Like, he was rubbing the clit, he played with the nipples, he fucking sucked the toes, he fucking put her upside down and, like, started licking, like, the bottom of her fucking feet and shit. It's like, oh, yeah, let me nibble on your heels real quick. Nom, 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 nom. Let me just slap it on your ass a couple times, and then finally now it's like, oh, you know what? That's enough.
And we're like,
what? And then Jay-Z in the back like, chill. I can't explain that one. He got nervous.
He bamboozled me too.
I was just gonna watch. Now I gotta step in.
3 features.
64
bars each.
Yeah, but Jay-Z to save the day, of course, if need be.
Of course.
I think they're alluding to him coming back out with something else now too.
Jay?
Saying
so.
Beyonce might be first, and then Jay, leading up because ladies first, of course.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, well, let's see. I forgot why they was alluding to that shit. I think it might have been Juan Epstein, Peter Rosenberg's Cypher Sounds. They were talking about that Kendrick album, saying like now there's gonna be like a buffer zone since the release of Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, of where it ain't safe no more, basically, for no one else to drop, because we're still gonna be talking about it for a while, like, because it has been hot and cold. Really, people saying they hate it, people saying they get it,
love it,
it's art, classic, and then the ones that hate it, like, I don't get it, or they're pointing out, like, we'll get to, like, really, like, kind of throwing dirt on his name because, he said that F word a couple of times on one specific track, but they took it all out of context like Twitter does.
Bro, here's what I don't get, bro. All you Kendrick haters, bro, y'all need to stop. Because at the end of the day, your favorite rapper fears Kendrick. And that's a fact.
Oh, yeah.
That's a fact. Your favorite rapper fears Kendrick. Why? Because Kendrick makes people want to push the envelope. Kendrick makes people want to achieve and to make more. So all this Kendrick hate, to be honest, it's like, yo, like, you're just a low level frequency type of human. Like, there's no reason why like I open up Facebook and Twitter and I see comments as in like, you know, oh fuck Kendrick is trash, and I'm like, you can't really bump to it, and I'm like I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get this Kendrick slander, but anyway.
This is coming from two Kendrick's fam, obviously.
Well, true.
No, but also, you know what? Fuck it. Let's jump right into that.
But what I'm saying is that, like real quick, like, what I'm saying is that, like, yeah, it's coming from two Kendrick fans, but, like, there's Kendrick, there's people who are not Kendrick fans, but they still understand, like, how important Kendrick is. Like, I'm talking to the haters, like the ones that call Kendrick trash and like for no reason. Like, you just need to listen to better music, bro. Cause it's, I mean, you don't got to, Kendrick don't got to be your favorite, but like, you at least have to understand the level of greatness and the level of artistic expression and creativity that this man brings to the game. Like, so yeah, that's all I'm saying. Yeah.
No, I understand your points fully, because also this was 18 tracks in total, like almost an hour and a half-ish, I think, of music.
Yeah, it's like an hour and a half-ish, I think,
which,
right?
Yeah.
Hour and 18 minutes, hour and 20, something like that.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I think you're right. Hour,
something like, I don't know.
Hour 20-ish or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Even still, like, from one project, from one artist. Nowadays, too, when you know how it is with everybody else dropping, like, every other week almost, 5 here, 3 here, 22 minutes total, whatever, too. Like, the good ones will still do a good job, even that short bit of time. But when everybody else is copying the formula, it's kind of easy to, like, get lost in the mix.
Yeah.
Like, I stopped listening to new music altogether.
Yeah.
I used to love the day of torrents, or, like, you know, Kazaa, Morpheus, whatever, when I only had one album to download. You know, permitting internet speed wasn't that fast back when, too. You can only do, like, an album at a time.
Yeah.
But now with everything, like, just thrown in your face all the time, you know, I got this, I forgot to drop this last week, here's one more, here's a collab, here's this, that, whatever.
Crazy.
For him to take that bold step and be like, no, fuck this, 18's what you get, this amount of time.
That's it.
I think maybe you might have to, you know, you can tell me if you agree or not. Since you're more a musician, I want to see how you feel for it coming from your mindset. You think some of it might be an issue with, obviously, younger listeners not so familiar with Kendrick, or maybe getting into him after the fact? Or you think it might be more of, like, short attention spans, like, this is what we're used to right now, I need a quick listen?
I think it just has more to do with, yeah, it's like the short attention spans, because I don't want to put it to, like, the case of, like, young listeners versus old listeners. Like, yo, listen, I'm 28 years old, like, I'm not an old head at all, you know, but you know, there's some people that say, oh, it's the youngins, you know, it's because they're young. No, that's not true. That's not true, because I know 16 and 15-year-olds that appreciate Kendrick's art, and I know 17-year-olds that Kendrick is one of their favorite rappers of all time. You know, so it's not about young listeners, old listeners. It is about I think it has to do a lot about the short attention spans, because, like, think of, like, music like The Baby. Yeah. Like, The Baby just goes right into it, right? Yeah. So it's like, some people, like, I feel like nowadays people are not used to the slow burns. Like, they're not used to the build up. They're like, yo, we just want to get into it. We just want to, like, and I feel like that's some of the downfall with consumers, because an album is not supposed to, like, not every album is supposed to just, like, yo, just, you know, go in and out. Like, some albums are slow burns, some albums are build-ups, and some of the best albums are build-ups. Yeah. And I think that's what it is. Like, the short attention spans, like, people are so used to, like, if you're not giving me something in 2 seconds, it's whack. Bro, I know people who say an album is whack, and you ask them, what songs did you listen to? He said, yo, I listened to the first song and I turned it off. What? So that means an album. So how do you even have an opinion on an album? That means you just don't like the first song. But yeah, but that's one out of what? 1 out of 15 other songs that you have to rate?
Yeah.
So like, what are you really listening to? You're just listening to the first song. Basically, you're listening to a single. There's people who listen to one single, don't feel it, and they say the artist is whack. It's like, how is that possible? Because we don't judge people that way.
No.
You know, like, we don't judge like, oh, his haircut wasn't lined up perfectly today. Nah, fuck that nigga. Like, what? Like, you know, like, or that one time that like that person like doesn't say excuse me or doesn't say thank you. Like, oh, I don't like that nigga. He don't got no manners. I mean, maybe he didn't hear you. Maybe he said thank you and you didn't hear him, or maybe
Could be it. Yeah.
you know, like there's so many other factors that you should play into when judging an artist. And like, bro, people who say I listened to the first song and I turned it off, or I listened to the second or third song and turned it off, I don't got no time for you. Like, I don't make music for you. Like, that's just plain and simple. Like, I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah.
If you're one of those people, I don't make music for you. I really don't care about your opinion. Because if I pull up with a 5-track song, 8-track album, before you give me an opinion, you need to listen to them goddamn all 8 of them joints. Mm-hmm. Before you give me a listen. And don't even let me get started about the first listen, because you're not even supposed to get an opinion at the first listen. But, okay, fine. If you heard all of it after the first listen, all right, cool. I feel like I'd listen to you more than like someone that'd be like, yo, I turned it off after the second song. I don't want to hear that bullshit. Nigga, what? That makes no sense. That means you didn't listen to it.
No.
You didn't listen to the body of work. You just saw one part of it. True, granted, you didn't like it, but that doesn't mean you won't like six of the other tracks on the album.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say if it's a 10-track album, you like 6 of it. That means you like 60% of the album. Yep. That means the album's not that bad.
Mm-mm.
So it's like, yo, like, this whole like short attention span is really, really, really irking me, to be honest.
Yeah, it's definitely like a part of commitment too, because I kind of get that a little bit more if it's like shows or like a series all the time.
Yeah.
One episode, you're not feeling it, maybe. All right, maybe I won't run back to it, maybe, whatever. That's different because a lot of these series now, it's like 1-hour episodes. Mm-hmm. You don't want to waste another potential 2-3 to be like, okay, I really don't like it, whatever. I wasted my time.
Yeah.
That I kind of get. That's more of a commitment. But if you can't do that with 3 minutes, 2 minutes of fucking just music and shit.
Well, one episode is what, 45 minutes?
Yeah.
So you invested at least 45 minutes of your time. That's a lot more like understandable, instead of like you're giving me a 45-minute body of work and I'm only listening to 1 minute of it and I'm turning it off. It's like, oh, this whole thing is whack.
Yeah.
Like, bro, the whole thing is not whack. You didn't listen to it. How is the whole thing whack? Like, I don't know.
I think it's a part of more after our times, our generations. It's more that sense of entitlement too, like immediate gratification for things.
Yeah, it's weird.
I need it now. Don't build it up. I need to know right now if I'm gonna like it or not.
It's weird.
Or just passing glance, like, no, I don't like that. Or like, you know how we grew up with like, you know, picky eaters. Mm-hmm. But the ones that would never ever try anything, it's like, no, I don't like that. Yeah. I'm not gonna try it. Have you tried it? No.
You don't like it. It's not that you don't like it. You just didn't try it.
Yeah, but if anything, let's jump into it then. I picked out 4 in mind specifically that stood out to me, tracks on the album. Okay. I mean, there's so much we can go through, but I think 4 that really kind of spoke to me more. Hopefully they did the same for you. Okay. So first one I guess we can go into, since we touched on it already, is definitely Auntie's Diaries. Do you say aunties or aunties? I need to test you, Brooklyn.
Aunties.
Okay, you're Brooklyn. You definitely passed the check. Absolutely. I switched back and forth, auntie. I think I had a professor. Yeah, my first professor in college. He was super Brooklyn. You know, rest in peace, Louis. Professor Luca. Yeah, he was awesome. But I think he's the one that stressed, of all people, Brooklyn boy, to be like, no, it's not auntie, it's auntie. Please. There's no such thing. And he'd say it with his fucking fat sausage fingers wagging in your face too, always perfectly tanned, because that man went to rain, snow, whatever, always
He would say
tanned.
it's Auntie?
Yeah. He would say, I'm from Brooklyn, now it's Auntie, according to most, but it's Auntie. That's the right way to say it. Please.
Oh, you're supposed to say Auntie.
Yeah.
But Brooke is
it's a New York thing.
Yeah, because I say Auntie.
I do too, but ever since he told me that, I kind of switched.
You try to
I try to catch myself.
Yeah, like, oh no, so Auntie.
But whatever you fall in on, whichever side of the fucking coin you flip, it's Auntie or Auntie. Auntie's Diaries. We'll go with that for now. That's the one making the most noise, I think, for now, because of him explicitly saying, if I didn't count incorrectly, it might have been 7 times, 8 times in total, he said that F word. That's the new F word, which I only knew that's the new F word.
Well, apparently that's the new N word.
Well, yeah, right.
That's the new nigga.
In the sense of, yeah.
Yeah, like, because you're not supposed to.
At all.
You shouldn't use that word unless you're part of that community.
Mm-hmm.
I have a couple of gay people in my life that I care about, like family and friends and stuff. And yeah, I learned from them that that word you should only use it when you're part of that community, or in the Kendrick song case, when it's purposeful, I'm honestly, like, there's a lot of people that's honestly, they used to throw that word around.
Yeah.
Like,
it was a New York thing.
I wouldn't say, like, I've only thrown that word, like, in my younger days, like, just like Kendrick say, I would only throw it around when I'm around other people and they would use it. Mm-hmm. But that wasn't really, like, that wasn't a word that I really cared to use.
No.
So, like, to take it out of my vocabulary was pretty easy for me.
Right.
It wasn't as hard for me as other people, like, because I would use it when I was with other people that would use that word, and I didn't mean it in no type of homophobic way at all. It was just a word that was used. But obviously when times change and we started to understand, how hurtful that word can be, it wasn't hard for me to take it out of my vocabulary, to be honest. So.
Yeah, same here, because at least for me, when I learned that's a new, how you explained it actually, it is pretty much a new N-word. I only learned, I used it when I was younger, but more specifically when, you talk shit before fights, you're about to get into it, throw hands, whatever.
Probably then, but that's it, yeah. But it had nothing to do with gay.
Right.
It had nothing to do with gay. It was just a connotation of like you a bitch, basically.
You're a pussy.
You're a pussy, you a bitch. Like, it wasn't like attacking. It wasn't trying to be offensive or super like, demeaning towards gays and queers. So
no, it was used to instigate, provoke a fight, but not to offend.
Yeah, it wasn't used to offend queer people or like that community. Yeah.
It's not like they were roaming around. We knew there was one around. We just threw it just to make
sure
it wasn't, we caught their ears.
Yeah, it wasn't like that.
Because I only learned again until like 2 years ago that it was the new N-word, only because I forgot how it even came up. I was in a friend's car. He was driving with his girlfriend in the back, I think. And then it came up around the conversation. I forget what happened, but all I did was ask, because they said, "Oh, don't say the F word," how it came up. I'm scratching my head because I know him. He's not like a Christian or like a Puritan or nothing too. He curses. It's like, wait, if it's not fuck, then you mean the other word.
Yeah.
And they fucking break checked. They were losing their mind, like I used it with like someone gay was around and I just said it just to say it.
Oh, okay. It was like sort of like if you try to use it in a way.
I genuinely asked, like in the question form, what? The F word?
Got you.
And then they like almost lost their shit, like almost swerved off the road practically too. I was like, you idiots, I didn't use it in that sense. I was like, you took it out of context like fucking the internet does nowadays, everything too. And I'm talking about 2 years ago. So now, obviously, it is like a banned word, or like you said, only strictly for that community.
Yeah.
But in that case, I'd have to ask someone in that community, do they use it and in what context then? Because Kendrick just explained like we did. We said it when we were younger. I know Kendrick's older than you, younger than me, just by some years. So I totally get it if like boys will be boys in the schoolyard. We're gonna scrap. We're about to scrap, or we're just making fun of each other. We would throw that around.
Yeah.
And he did elaborate that, I think, clearly enough.
Mm-hmm.
However, he said, I think, towards the end of the song, like, I used to throw the F-bombs around, but I never mean it like that. Or
Yeah, he said the same thing. He didn't mean it that way.
But in that case, if he was able to elaborate as intelligently as he does, it's not even intelligent. He's like literally said, I used to use it in this case, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Why in this case with Twitter, open-ended question, really more rhetorical than like a logical one. Why would Twitter lose its shit the day of when all of a sudden they just go over it and he did explain in the lyrics, literally in the song, this is how I used it. And I'm just using an example of why.
Because Twitter's a stupid place. And you could quote me, Twitter, all you Twitter people. Like, Twitter's a freaking stupid place.
Yeah.
And I have Twitter, and like I engage in some of the content, but Twitter's a stupid place. And in the words of Dave Chappelle, I think Twitter's not a real place.
Yeah.
Like, Twitter finds anything to weaponize and to demonize. Anything. Twitter will find anything to demonize a person, a community. Like, Twitter is the digital Karen. All Twitter.
Yeah.
All Twitter. It is the digital Karen. And like, it's evident how Kendrick used it in the song. Mm-hmm. Bro, that last line was amazing. When he basically says, the Auntie Diaries, where he basically says, where his cousin was like, we could all say it together as long as you let the white girl say nigga.
Right.
I was like, and I remember seeing the video of that. Did you see that video?
Yeah.
That went viral.
He was like grilling her just to make sure she wasn't going to say the word.
And she said it.
Yeah.
Like, and he was like, nah, you got to get off like that. Like, I didn't ever think that Kendrick was ever going to address that. And here's the thing I love about that album. Kendrick gave us a side that he never ever gave. Mm-hmm. If you really pay attention, he's one of those mysterious artists where his music is super indirect, super poetic, and sure, he talks about stories and he's vulnerable in his music, but it's never really directly or explicitly, but in this album, it's like, wow, like, I didn't think you could take that vulnerability further, but you literally took it further. Like, it reminded me of Good Kid, Mad City, like, even more. Mm-hmm. Like, you told me, like, what was really going on. Like, Kendrick literally broke the fourth wall with this album. Literally telling us, I've been going through something. Literally the first line. 1,855 days I've been going through something. Basically, like, my fault. It's been since 2017. I've been going through something. Like, I've been dealing with this. I've been dealing with trying to get therapy. I've been dealing with lust problems. I want to talk to you about, Auntie Diaries. My auntie and my cousin, they transgenders. Like, I want to talk about that. Like, and that's really what I really, really love about this album. That's what made it beautiful to me. But this song in particular, Auntie Diaries, I was really, really taken aback because one, I didn't know that he had people in his family that he loved as part of the trans community. I didn't know that. Yeah. And for him to say that, it's a beautiful thing. And I think one, it probably was even more beautiful to him with his own family. Yeah. And how that, maybe them listening to it for the first time, that song, and like maybe like, I just imagine like him maybe playing this for his cousin or his auntie, and like maybe like some tears comes out or some stories comes out, and like I just find that song super beautiful because even though I'm not part of that community, I can relate to the rest of things that Kendrick was saying, maybe using that word in the past, and learning to love and accept other people, because as minority, as black people, as brown people, we strive and we fight for this progression, and sometimes we need to step back and also appreciate and love other people from other communities. So I think it was cool. I really, really loved that song. That song was definitely a standout track. It's probably one of my favorites on the album. I really enjoyed it. It was cool.
Yeah, I'd say so too. But again, just another case of Twitter just really running wild with their own perspective, very tunnel vision perspective of something way out of context with that one.
They need to fall in a ditch.
That would help. Or fall into some ditch, maybe get some pussy for once and then off the fucking screen.
Or
whatever
right. You want.
Whatever you're into. Get on top of, fall into,
whatever.
Lick, poke, peg.
Whatever
the people into nowadays. Let's keep it general.
My auntie is a man now.
Respect him. I mean her. I mean it. I mean
respect
whatever.
Them.
Respect
them. Yeah.
Respect the auntie. But there's that one. The other one that stood out to me too a lot, which I really hope, knowing Kendrick and his history with videos, how beautifully he's able to express himself, kind of like a more focused, not so crazy with purposely doing the imagery like that Kanye, would be We Cry Together. I'm really hoping that turns into, I think they said something like they're shooting the video now or expected soon, but I'm expecting that to be pretty crazy, like cinematic almost.
That song.
Yeah.
That song. What's your first thoughts? I'll let you go first.
I was thinking it already when it was done, first listen, but I read it right on Twitter afterwards too, and I think it's perfect. It's really the audio form of Baby Boy, if anything.
Oh, okay.
Like a recap of.
Oh, that's dope. Okay,
Yeah.
I see that now.
Which Baby Boy was deep. Like,
yeah, it was.
Really love that movie. I did a review for it like whenever, I think it was like the 15th anniversary last year or something.
Fire.
But yeah, I'd say it's like the audio form of like Baby Boy, kind of just, compressed into however long the track is, like 4 or 5 minutes or something.
Oh, wow.
But also the other thing I don't like, not about the track, but again, people misinterpreting and running wild with like some crazy thoughts, is that they're immediately calling it's the brand new Stan or whatever. It's not. It's in that lane of like the artist acting out, a scenario that happens to rhyme, but it's absolutely not Stan. It's his own thing. Let it live as such. It's his own little beautiful little piece of art.
Some people were saying it was like Kim.
I mean, probably Stan. I know I read some Stan, but you're probably right, Kim as well too. But no, because
I did get the Eminem influence, but it's its own song.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is.
It's its own song. I loved it.
I loved it too.
It was fire. I just loved it. It was like it was basically an ode, sarcastically speaking, to modern day relationships.
Oh yeah.
And he even says it in the beginning of the song. He's like, "This is the world we live in," and then it goes right into them arguing.
Right, that little beautiful build up. This is the world we live in, and
this is the world, and then it goes right into it, and just literally like I think there was somebody on like Facebook or Twitter talking about like, oh, I like this song, but I can't get with it. It's toxic. I don't know why he would make something like that.
Come on.
But I literally commented. I was like, if you listen to the first, literally the first line, he literally says, "This is the world we live in," and I think it's genius because he literally is telling the listener, this is what relationships are today. And I loved how, I'm sure you peeped it, but in their argument, right?
Yeah.
It started off with the disrespectful, right? It kept going disrespectful. Then it starts to go with the, oh, you got a little ass to, I should have did a bigger one. And then like it starts to get into those, which is literally what happens in these toxic relationships, right? And then, you know what's crazy? Taylor Page, she starts to rap about men and how much she hates men. She starts to talk about R. Kelly. She starts to talk about all the toxic things about men nowadays. But
Weinstein,
then, but you know what's funny? He starts to talk about all the toxic things about women.
Yeah.
And he even throws in like I wouldn't call it a shot at women, but it's sort of like a little jab, because I feel like nowadays, and I feel like it's important to touch on it. Nowadays, like it's become a good thing to bash men, right?
Yeah, it's the go-to now.
Yeah, it's like people like, bash men and like put men into this category, which is, it's not only not fair, but it's also not true.
That's what I'm saying too. Just a quick side note with that. Well, keeping that thought. That's why I don't know if anyone else will necessarily agree with this, especially if they have a vagina. But I think hopefully you'll agree with me. It's essential that Johnny Depp comes out of this whole trial the winner. Clear cut.
Oh yeah.
Because that can hopefully finally switch that whole mentality back into like not men are the end all be all, but like not all men are literally like that. There is such ones that exist like Amber Heard that can do all this shit.
There are a lot of trifling women.
God.
And there is no such thing as and there's a lot of women out there that are watching. Oh, but you niggas, there's more niggas. No, that's not true. Because you didn't have sex with every nigga in the world.
No.
So that's not true for you to say that. And for a man, it's not true for you to say all bitches are like that, all chicks, all women are like that. That's not true. Because you didn't have sex or you didn't be in a relationship with every woman in the world. Literally, my stance is super neutral. There are shitty women out there, just as much shitty women as there are shitty men.
Oh, yeah.
There's just as much good women as there are good men. Point blank. Simple. I don't subscribe to this, like, no. And I feel like Kendrick threw this jab because it's like he talks about the women. He talks about when Tiana got a man, you didn't call. This the reason why, and he starts to talk.
Or the R&B bitches don't
collab. Exactly. Why R&B bitches don't feature in the song? And if you notice, Taylor Page is like, what is you talking about? And that is you women.
That's the go-to for that.
That is you women.
Yep.
When we speak out and when we have valid points and when we point out the fallacies in your women logic, sometimes your go-to is, what are you talking about? What are you even saying? Nigga, shut up. That's literally what happened in the song.
Yep.
And when I caught it, as soon as I was like, oh, this is genius. And a lot of people won't catch it, but he literally threw a shot at women. In the most calm and respectful way, but it's also true. Because when he threw the shot at women, he didn't. The reason why I made it special was that he wasn't just bashing women. He didn't just bash women. He pointed out the fallacies in a lot of you women's argument while also acknowledging the imperfections of some men. So I think that song is super important for all of you women out there that have podcasts that make money and market off of bashing of men, but at the same time you can't live without a man inside you. It's just the truth.
You're welcome.
It's just the truth.
You need us as a source material.
It's the truth.
They're like fiction writers. They need a source material to go to tap into as regular. Somebody they know, probably someone they've seen or experienced.
Yeah, it's one man. And it's usually just one man out of the thousands they done let inside them. It was just that one man that was bad. And they create this whole like freaking logic of how all men are shitty. But at the same time, they can't live without one. They need one to buy them the new Telfar bag. And but that's a separate conversation because, again, like I'm saying, I'm not saying that men are perfect. No. As I say that, I'm just saying that we need to understand nowadays that what's happening, like this bashing of a certain gender, of a certain, group of people. And I get it. Women have been without a voice for years. I get that. That's super valid in your point. However, when you speak and when we talk about the opposite sex or the opposite gender or whatever you identify to be, when we talk about other people with other reproductive organs, right? We have to keep in mind that when we speak on it, it's only that person you should be speaking about. It is not their whole sex, their whole gender. Nope. It's not their whole, it's that person. When I say, I'm not going to say, oh man, bitches ain't shit. I'm not going to say that. That woman ain't shit. Not all women ain't shit. That woman ain't shit. So when you talk about niggas ain't shit or men ain't shit, no, honey. That man ain't shit. It's not true for everything. And I just feel like this song is super important to have these conversations because I think it brings out healthy conversations in both sides. Because they both did a great job at pointing out each other's imperfections.
I even heard like a little bit of a what's the name? Tahiri. Oh God, I always get dyslexic with a name. The one that co-starred in Baby Boy with Tyrese. Tahiri Henson.
Taraji P. Henson.
There we go. Thank you. Her. I even heard like a little bit of her like inflection in that movie in Taylor here on the song. Drawn back to that comparison too. Like I got that whole vibe because she played that role beautifully. The emotions felt. They fight. They fuck. They make up. Everything.
She's an amazing actress.
She is. Absolutely was. But that's I think the first real glimpse of like Oscar worthy like potential in her. Not to say that it should have taken that long, but that's the first like real peek into like wow, she's really like got it down pat.
Yeah,
that was able to deliver. Yeah,
and then at the end of the song, it's like taken aback, but it's so true.
Yeah. And that's the craziest foreplay though too.
So crazy.
I was thinking too when I heard that song too. Like I love it. I love the whole album. Don't get me wrong, but I heard like the song and I was like, you know what? That would be the nightmare neighbor couple to have if that's their foreplay every single night.
God.
Or after like a crazy drunk night, they come back, fuck you, fuck this, and then just end up,
yo, that's so.
And you got thin walls too.
That's annoying. That's annoying. The most annoying part is not even them doing it. It's just them. It's like, yo, like, what is wrong with you? Like, if you're gonna do whatever you're gonna do, just do it. But damn. Just get to it. Like, that's not even cool. Like, sheesh.
Yikes, imagine those neighbors every fucking time they get into it. And that's the build up to it, too.
Oh, my God.
That would be terrible.
Oh, my God.
But I'm really hoping we should expect like a great video from that, too.
Oh, that'd be fire.
Yeah, that'd be great. All right, so Father Time. I don't know how you are. I don't think I've asked you honestly about, however much you want to get into with your own relationship with your own father, if any. Mine, at least, in past episodes, I've already alluded to it. Like mine walked out on me when I was like 9, 10, I think. I don't remember. Which ultimately, for me at least, I think it worked out. You know how life is funny.
Yeah.
It always works out in the end. Had my father not walked out on me at that age, I wouldn't have failed like almost all my classes. Like when I was in middle school or grade school.
Middle school?
Grade school, thank you.
Okay.
I forget, whatever. Obviously I didn't do so good in school, but I made it through somehow. I think it might have 10 or 11. So it was like middle school, whatever.
That's like 5th grade going into 6th grade.
Yeah, give or take. So I know that semester went to shit and I had to do summer school. Had he not left, had that not contributed to me being like, all confused or like, what do I do with myself? Because it was like a ugly split up, whatever. Had I not gone to summer school, I wouldn't have met the friend that would have put me on to Howard Stern. Me having that as a release, as far as like, I didn't know what to do.
Wow.
Thanks to Howard Stern, listening to him, started like enjoying him and laughing at him. I became a morning person. I became somebody looking forward to something to every day instead of like getting out of depression. And it was kind of like, as weird as it may sound, like he became kind of like my father for like 4 hours every morning.
Wow.
Because I would laugh, I'd learn, I'd like, obviously he'd have strippers and like, short people, whatever on too. I learned more about that than I had to, but always at the end, I'd always look forward to like the news. For like a good hour, he'd like make fun of the news, he'd like give his own little insight, whatever bullshit. But I had that at least.
It's crazy.
So everybody's got their own like daddy issues, daddy dilemmas. We got Father's Day coming up too. So it's funny how we just passed Mother's Day. Shout out to all the mothers out there, and especially Mama Brenden, of course. She raised a good one here. Just look at him. He's a good boy right here, even though he's in Brooklyn. But so I kid. But it's funny how restaurants live for Mother's Day because everybody's like, no, Mom, don't cook. I'll take care of you. I got you, Mom. Go out to brunch, go out for mimosas. get your mom sloppy drunk, whatever, because she earned it. Like, 50, 60 years old, that's what she's living for, just to get, blackout drunk like that, smashed on a Sunday. But then how the restaurants shift over to Father's Day, and it's like, oh, God, we'll be lucky if we stay open today. Because ain't nobody taking dad out. Yeah. Or if, that's the weird thing about Father's Day, I think, too. The fathers maybe don't look forward to it, but they're, like, obliged to be, like, outside in the yard, cooking all day, prepping for people coming over. They're fucking kiss the chef apron on them too, if they're the good ones, the ones that people remember. If they're the bad ones, well, obviously no one's doing nothing for them anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
And the restaurants are empty either way too. It's like, God damn it. No fucking time.
No money.
You can't make rent this month. Not this week at least. Shit. We got to get that PPP
loan. What is your reason? Father's Day.
It hit. Might as well redouble the daddy loan.
Sheesh.
But how'd you feel about Father Time though?
It's probably my favorite track on the album.
Okay.
So my father was in my life, but he wasn't at the same time. Mm-hmm. He was in and out of jail. Then when I got old enough, maybe like 12 years old, my mom and him got like a divorce. But he's never been like the consoling father. A lot of the lines on that song kind of hit me hard. I kind of relate to it. He's never been the consoling father. He's never been a balanced father. He's always been like, I couldn't really talk to him. Like, it'd always be an argument. It's always like, don't cry. There's a line where he's like, as soon as I scratch my knee, I jump up. Mm-hmm. Kendrick has a line where he's like, I scratch my knee, I jump up. I can't show no weakness. Yeah. There's like, trust no one except your mom and them. Get your money up. Like those little lines on that song is like crazy. I relate to it like I relate to it crazy, and it's also one of those songs where like I'm so jealous that he made that song, because like somewhere in my career I want to make a song about that. Yeah. I was like, shit, man, he made that song. So now like whenever I do my song like that, it can't sound like that, But like I love that song. It just hit hard. Like I probably listened to that joint like hundreds of times probably. I'll listen to the whole album. I probably listened to the album like maybe 7 to 8 times in full already. But all the time I will always allude to that song. Mm-hmm. Always, but boom, putting that on. And I'll probably repeat that song maybe like 3 times. There's sometimes I'm going to work and I'm just listening to that song.
On loop.
Yeah, the whole time. Yeah, I'm on a train and it's almost done. Right back to the beginning. Song is so amazing. And Sanford, his voice is beautiful. Yeah. Sanford's amazing. It's like, the production is, like, I got so inspired, I put my TikTok remix to that joint that I put on Instagram. The remix that I did for that, the Father Time. Like, okay. It's just everything that like a lot of these people deal with about like father issues and daddy issues. It's crazy.
It's crazy still goes on too.
It does, man. It does. And it's super detrimental because like it created a generation, maybe like more than one generation. There's like 2 or 3 generations of fatherless children or children that didn't have fathers that they were supposed to have. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. And it seeps out on their actions, the way they treat people, their relationships. Kendrick says it seeps out. It seeped out into my relationships. Like, it's true. Mm-hmm. Children that have daddy issues, which is a lot of people in the world, it seeps out to their relationships. I think to be honest, a lot of the dating pools is fucked because of daddy issues. Oh yes, yeah, definitely. For generations, for like 2 or 3 generations now, like we were just talking about, like, women ain't shit, men ain't shit, and that goes on both sides. And I think a lot of it is directly because of absent dads. Mm-hmm. It's the direct result. It's a direct result. A lot, like, absent dads fucked up the dating pool nowadays. Oh yeah, fucked up the value, the fucked up the full potential of some humans. Oh yeah. Like, sabotaged. Yeah, man. Like, there's some people who like will never ever reach their full potential of what a healthy human could ever be because of daddy issues.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're talking about, like, there's worse fathers than mine and Kendrick's.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's fathers that abuse and, like, both sexually, emotionally, mentally, and it's like...
And they stick around, too.
Yeah.
It's not even like they
It's not they leave, they stick around.
Yeah.
And they continue to inflict that pain. And, yeah, man, humans, we've gone through a big shift in life. And I think it's also the reason why, like, there's a lot of this, like, men bashing, too.
Yeah,
and I get it. Like, I understand. I can empathize with it. But I'm saying, it's just a conversation that I think is important to have, especially on, like, a podcast like this. Like, super important, man. Like,
Yeah.
I think that
also reminds me of, sorry to jump in, but
yeah, you're good.
that reminds me of, like, I always had that discussion with different people growing up. Like, I won't name, obviously, but some friends that had fathers that left or just weren't there for them at all. Like, they can't recall them at any point in their lives.
Oh, wow.
So there was always that comparison of, like, I never brought it up to, like, compare, like, I did worse than you, whatever. But if it ever came up in conversation, I'd be like, you know what? I think you were better off, just to kind of console. I think you were better off in your case not even having a memory of.
Yeah.
Because in comparison, you grow up like we did, like in and out or there up until a certain point, or you got familiar with them, but then just one day they're not there no more. Then it's kind of like that doesn't heal easily at all.
It doesn't, because you're there, but then you're not even there. So it's like, yo, why are you even here for, bro? I'm gonna be honest, bro. There's times where like later on in life, like maybe like 9, 10, 11, 12, like right before like the divorce and shit, like I would come home, and like he'd be home and I'd hate it. Like, shit, my dad's home. Like, fuck. Like, why can't I just come home and it just be my mom's and my sister?
Yeah.
Like, it's serious. It's like, damn, like we don't talk. Like, and this nigga trying to like, like sometimes he'll try to talk and shit like that. So like, I know where he is and stuff. Like, it's not like he's disappeared, but like, it's just a whole big thing. And I think that this song is super important. And there's a lot of lines that he even says, shout out to the ones without a daddy, but they're fathers now, and they're being better men. There's like a line where he says that somewhere. It's probably, I think it's like towards the end or something like that. There's maybe like the third verse. I think he has like 3 verses in that joint, and it's just, it's a wonderful song. It's a beautiful song. It's a true song. And it's important. It's important for now. This song is important. We haven't had a song like that in a long time.
I think correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the last one that hit me like that, like with daddy issues related, that like shattered me on a bus the first time I listened to it. This is back when in 06, I think. Lupe Fiasco, the first album, He Say, She Say.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I heard that on the bus with my fucking little Discman playing, whatever. And as soon as that track hits, like by the end, I'm like, I'm crying. On the bus.
It's crazy. It's been a long time since we had a really, really important song to really address a lot of men. Like a lot of men, not just men, but women too, that can relate to it. Like people, just kids, children. That's why it's so amazing, because it's not just geared towards men with daddy issues. Sure, he's a man with daddy issues, but it's about any child with daddy issues. It's like, wow, like, it's crazy.
I still would like to hear eventually your own take on it too. So don't like.
What you mean?
Like your own take on like the father approach, father issues, and all that too.
In a song?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's happening. Yeah. That's happening soon.
Oh, okay,
In the near future. But it's also to the beginning of the song. He's like, "Yo, you need therapy." He was like, "Real nigga don't need no therapy."
Yeah.
It's like, wow, like sheesh. It's like maybe, like, did he like? And it comes out with, I ask questions of his process with the song, because it's like, damn, did this album and a lot of these songs were the result of his therapy? Like that's also a good thing to like. It's like, wow, like I wonder, like, because obviously this whole song is about him and like in therapy and shit like that, and like growing to be a better man. So it's like, did that album come because of the therapy, or did the therapy come because of the album? Was the album sort of his therapy and then he went to therapy, or did he have therapy first and then the music kind of like brought it all together and allowed him to heal?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, like what came first?
Yeah.
I would love to ask him, like, well, how did that process look like?
He's the chicken or the egg. The album.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yo, the therapy? Because they were both therapy. The album is therapy plus whatever definitely. He went to therapy for. It's like, yo, what came first? And what affected the other? What was the cause and what was the effect of the other?
That's something else to tap into.
Yeah, that's so interesting. That's why this album is so beautiful to me, because it's like, it leaves me so many questions that I would love to ask him. You know, so yeah,
that is crazy too. That's a different thing to try to crack open.
Yeah,
to figure out.
Because then you start to look into the artist's process.
Yeah, and
me as an artist, like I'm obsessed with artist's process.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
It's fascinating. It's the best because I like to compare it to my process. I like to contrast it and compare it to my process. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I would have never did it that way. I do it like this. That's so cool.
I'll admit right now, I have yet to watch a Die Hard in full, the movie, any of them. I should be able to. Yeah, I don't know why. It's just one of those.
It's my favorite Christmas movie.
Die Hard, Back to the Future.
You never saw Back to the Future?
Star Wars still. I never seen any of them at all in full.
Well, I know you didn't see Star Wars. I know that. But Back to the Future is surprising.
Still, I haven't.
You've never seen Back to the Future?
Not on purpose. Not on purpose. It's just,
you just never got to it?
I just never got to it.
Let me tell you one thing real quick before we get to Die Hard. Back to the Future, if not my favorite, well, technically probably, because technically Star Wars is the 70s, late 70s. Back to the Future is the 80s. So Back to the Future is probably my favorite 80s movie. It's probably it's definitely one of my favorite movies of all time.
Okay.
I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
It is a masterpiece.
I never heard a bad thing about Back to the Future.
You would never hear a bad thing. You know what's the great thing about it? The trilogy is all good. All three are good.
I heard that too.
3 obviously is not as good as 1 or 2, but they're all good.
Still holds up.
There's even people who love 2 better than 1. It's 1 of those.
2 is the one I seen in bits and pieces, but never full, any of them.
2 is the one, it's an alternate universe.
Where he goes back to see his mother when she's younger, something like that? Or is that
that's number 1.
That's number 1. Okay, so maybe I see number 1.
Number 2 is when, I mean, it's no spoilers. It's like 40 years. So we can talk about it. 2 is when he goes... whatever happened in 1, there's something that happened in 1 that changed the events of the future.
Okay.
So he has to go and fix that again.
Oh, what is that? Like the butterfly effect or something? Or
something like that. Yeah. So like his bully becomes sort of like his stepdad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because like his bully becomes rich because of something that he left in the first one when he went back in time.
Oh, okay.
So now he has to go back in time again and make sure he didn't get that and fix it all again.
Oh, okay.
2 is great. 2 is fire.
Yeah, I gotta make time to sit with them.
And 3 is a Western.
Okay.
Where he goes even more farther back with like his great, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Back to the Future fans. I think he goes back in time like someone in his family. Maybe it's like related to his mom, like great. It's like Western.
Okay.
It's really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely check them out. I gotta make that like my purpose this summer.
Amazing movie.
My summer
you gotta see Die Hard too. Yippee-ki-yay.
Die Hard, yeah. My girlfriend loves Bruce Willis, so that shouldn't be too hard to do.
Bruce Willis is awesome.
Dying Hard, but yeah. And shout out to Bruce Willis. He actually made it. He has I forget the name of the condition now, where he can't like remember things or something like that. Like
he does.
He retired from acting officially because he can't remember lines now. It's due to some condition he has.
Damn.
The condition named Slissy, but shout outs to him. You know, he had a really great career. We
just lost Ray Liotta.
And Ray Liotta, yeah, literally like a day removed when recording now. That's yesterday. So crazy.
Wow.
And just I don't know, but I'm glad to see that at least. I'm not glad he's dead, obviously, but I am glad to see that he died in his sleep while filming.
Yeah, I read that.
So that's good.
He was filming in Dominican Republic, a new movie.
Yeah, in the DR. So you know, men being men, we know why men used to go back to DR a lot and revisit a lot. So
I don't know, I've never been.
Well, you haven't been, but I know the thing is with older men, they used to go down there because they had like whole families over there because it'd be like so lit over there as far as the women's situation is concerned. Yeah, I remember at one of my old jobs, this guy used to be like, I gotta stay going back to DR every 3 months because they got the whole family there. One time
He's got another family in there?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Well, not Ray Liotta.
No, I know, but like one of your friends.
No, not my friends. No, this guy I knew from work at one of my old jobs. Like, he was a much older head. Like,
he said that he has to go back and forth to DR because he slipped up and he has another family there. Mm-hmm. And does his current wife know about it?
No. That's the thing.
Oh, no!
No disrespect to the Dominican community, of course.
Jeez.
You know, que lo que.
Sorry, Frankie. Sorry, Frankie.
But actually, they could probably validate that.
They probably can.
As far as, you know, I remember now even an older job.
That's crazy.
When I worked at the bakery.
What?
The baker, the head guy, he was Dominican, nice guy. But then one day he just drops a bomb. Like, not so much a bomb, but like more like, oh, you know, I have to go to DR so often because I got my whole other family over there. Where I got my whole other business over there where I'm the boss of like a pizza thing. I got my pizza oven and my wife's the manager. My wife over there is the manager, and my kids are the staff and shit too, and helping out. And I got to just like go over there to be like the manager, oversee shit.
And he's
got his legit family here.
And they don't know.
They don't know about each other.
So they don't know that he goes to DR every 3 months?
For that intent, right. He thinks he's just going to see family.
For his business.
They think that. But they don't know the whole staff is fucking literally like thanks to his balls.
Oh, papi. Oh, no.
Oh, they just love me, you know. That's why they say that,
that's why they call me papi. You know, why they look like you? Oh, you know.
No, don't we all look alike?
No, yeah, I know, right? That's perfect. Don't we all look alike? Sheesh, bro. Yeah. That's crazy.
That's what I always heard, too, from, like, I'm not going to say all, but, like, a lot of Spanish men. Let's not, you know, general.
Wow.
The DR will be the safe haven for that.
Wow. That's crazy.
For the sucios out there.
Sucios.
You can't keep it out of your pants.
For the sucios.
Can't keep it in your pants. Because it stays out of your pants over there.
It stays out of your pants for the sucios.
At the fucking island. I'm just picking plátanos. What do you want to do?
It's left in the island. Your plátanos all out. Yo, check your plátanos out.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks. Thanks. Oh, I forgot. I'm so used to it being out.
You know, besides the Dominican slander, whatever. There is the one thing I don't love so much on the album. Surprisingly enough, there is the one skipper, I'll call it from now, which is Die Hard.
Okay.
Which, besides the movie talk, you tell me if I missed something. I don't know why he would name it Die Hard if the song makes sense to be titled Die Hard. And also, I just felt like it might have been one of those songs, one of the very last ones, maybe the label, Top Dog might have said, you know what, we need one more.
Oh,
to like fill the
that
quota.
One to fit that like single quality.
Yeah, that
whatever.
sound, whatever. Because the rest of the album really sounds so different from that one track.
Yeah, that's like the radio. It's like a radio joint.
That's the radio single, I feel like.
Yeah.
And I got from it too, because even though the whole album is beautiful and just his approach and how Kendrick does his whole formula, that's the one that sounds most like standard, like, you know, verse hook.
Your standard radio single, your standard label.
Yeah.
Label song. It's like what the label would be like, yeah, you need that one.
Yeah, if you want this whole album like this, you need something like that.
Yeah.
At least one. It's your last album, let's at least get that out the way too, kind of thing.
It's interesting because, as you say, because in the lines he says, I'm a diehard, I get passionate. I feel like he's talking about himself as like a diehard, maybe like a diehard romantic or a diehard like when I love, I love hard, like I'm a die hard.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like he's dealing with problems and like opening up and like just relationship problems. So it's like, it's sort of like a love song, but at the same time it's not, because it's like, you know, it's cool. It's interesting. I like the song actually. It's actually one of the songs that I have on repeat too, just because I like Blast. I'm a fan of Blast.
Okay.
Blast is the singer on it. I really like the beat too. It's a really cool song, but it's not like Father Time to me or
no,
like Auntie Diaries. But I like it.
I don't think it was meant for that intent. That one specifically.
No, definitely not. It's definitely like it's definitely the songs that like one of those songs is like if that's your favorite song, then like chances are you may not be super into Kendrick. It's just like that song that's like, yo, I like that joint.
Yeah.
One of those, you know, like most people for Damn, it was like Loyalty.
Right.
Like that was the one. I was like, yeah, I don't really like Kendrick, but I like Loyalty or Love or like Humble and stuff like that. So yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't so in love with it too. Also, production-wise, beat-wise, I kind of feel like that's one of those annoyingly kind of grow on me as I listen to it.
Got you.
For the sake of the sound. Like, I don't hate it, but I just feel like, compared to the rest of the album, that's the one, like, I might want to skip that a couple times. Eventually revisit, but like, you know, nothing could be perfect, but that's the one that kind of like,
Of course.
That's a little speed bump along the way.
Yeah. I get that.
For me, at least.
I get that. I understand. Yeah. Honorable mentions, though.
Yeah, please, go ahead. Please.
Push these niggas over me like, who?
Silent Hill, right?
Yeah, that's a great track. Or like,
I think that might be my favorite just to fucking listen to and like do something with it in the background.
So fun. Yeah. So fun. Or like, how about Future said get a money counter, but he is not your savior. That verse on that joint is fire. Savior?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fire.
Yeah, that was a nice one too. That's with what's his name?
That's with Baby Keem.
Baby Keem, yeah, right. I like it, actually.
Yeah, Baby Keem is cool. And I just love how Kodak Black, he's got Kodak Black go through an album. That was definitely surprising.
Yeah.
It's definitely a highlight.
He was actually, a good addition.
I like the poem he did. It was a little ignorant, but I like the poem.
Well, Kodak Black.
It's Kodak Black. But I like Kodak Black, so it was cool.
How do you feel, though, about him being on the album, period? Because I know a lot of people, like, trying to trash it because of that.
I loved it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was like, it's so different. I didn't expect that, which is why I love it.
I'll be honest, I think that's the first time I've ever heard him in length or said the whole verse.
Exactly. That's the first time I ever, and I was like, I think that's so important for other people to be exposed to him in like, as a full verse, because most people just know like a chorus of one of his songs or like one of like a playful line, but like, that's like one of the songs that like people say, yo, a lot of people like us are like really listening to him, like really tap in, which I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, it was pleasant. I mean, it would make you want to listen to more Kodak Black potentially, just because.
Potentially, exactly. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I agree.
Any other honorable mentions at all that come up? I know N95 is everyone's favorite right now.
N95 is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, but I mean that goes without saying. That's got the music video on it. Like it's an amazing the beat drops, the switches, the change ups. Yeah, that song is fire.
Yeah. So, and I just love too. Like I know there's a couple other ones that name slip me, of course, but when he just hits you with the switch up, like
Count
the
Me
change,
In is fire.
Count Me In. Is that the one with the choir that starts off, or?
No, that's Unified in Grief, and then that's Mirror.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
He did the same thing. He ended off the way he started.
Okay.
And Unified in Grief, he ended with Mirror. Yeah, which was cool too. Purple Hearts.
Yeah, with Ghost, of course, yeah. And Summer Walker, yeah.
Let me just tell y'all. The day I get a feature with Ghostface Killah, it's going to be a good day.
Yeah.
Ghostface is probably like one of my favorite, like as far as we talking about rap, we talking about skill, we talking about who's rapping, like who's the best rapper right now, like of all time. Like he's definitely on my list of one of the greatest MCs of all freaking time.
Yeah.
Ghostface is undeniable. Ghostface is like, and I hope Ghostface really listens to this and like knows how much like I respect his pen and I just revere his craft. And like, if I get a Wu-Tang in general, everybody that knows me knows that I'm Wu-Tang forever. Like, if I get a feature from any one of those dudes, Method Man, like serious, like that's like probably one of my short-term like goals, one of my short-term dreams. Like in the next year, 2 years, I want a feature from Wu-Tang.
I definitely
one of the members.
Attainable. Yeah.
I want that. I want a feature from one of the members of Wu-Tang. And like to hear Ghostface Killah on that track, it was so dope. He killed his verse.
He always delivers too, yeah.
Always.
And that was perfectly fitted for him because what was the hook? God, what was the thing they were saying about love on that song? I forgot. Like, you gonna feel this love or something like that? Or?
Yeah. And they were talking about like, like how they show love,
Right.
Yeah, and like Summer Walker was like on her little like talking shit type shit. Like, you don't, if you love me, you gotta eat me, or eat my ass or something like that.
Hey, come on.
But it was a great song.
Yeah.
surprisingly, I didn't hear any complaints about the length of it because it is like 5 minutes long, but it's dope.
Yeah, it is.
I love the track. Ghostface, perfect.
I got the All That I Got Is You vibes from his delivery, his old little verse too.
Yes.
And he's never like scared to show like emotion or like you know he definitely cried at least.
Oh
or
yeah.
Wept
Oh yeah.
when he did his shit.
Ghostface wept.
Yeah. I wonder.
Iron Man wept.
He's going rust. I wonder what it was like for him when he used to have to wear the ski mask and all that too. If he cried or whatever, like
Jeez.
that must have been torturous for him.
Oh hell yeah.
No, worse with the nylon mask. He used to have to wear that shit.
Yeah, he used to wear that.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
I wonder what that's like, crying through that shit.
Sheesh. I don't want to know. Supposedly, there's a rumor that Kanye is producing Supreme Clientele too.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. That's been in the talks for a while.
Well, Kanye reveres Ghostface as one of the greatest rappers of all time, so
I can see that.
I would assume that he would want to produce.
And he's had Raekwon on a bunch of times too for his shit.
And he's had Ghostface on New God Flow. Ghostface was on New God Flow. Mm-hmm. Killed that verse, not to mention.
Yeah,
he's the best verse on that song.
Yeah.
I love the album in general.
No, it's a great album. So the final question, I guess, for you especially, since you are the musician of the two, I can't even like slap my nuts in the rhythm or whatever, but or scratch my ass. But you know, TMI. I'm sorry. But if you had to rank this amongst the discography now with Kendrick, I'm hoping we'll get something else eventually down the line. But if you got to rank it somewhere now,
I don't know, man.
All right, so first off, is it a masterpiece?
Is it? What do you mean?
Is this album a masterpiece? Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Oh, for sure. I mean, all of his albums are masterpieces, in my opinion. The main one. So, like, To Pimp a Butterfly is number one. I don't think he
ever top it.
Yeah. Respectfully,
yeah.
To Pimp a Butterfly is incredible. Then next for me is Good Kid, Mad City. Mm-hmm. Good Kid, Mad City is undeniable, a classic. Now, Mr. Morale and Damn, I'm still trying to figure out which one I like more. Mm-hmm. Just because Mr. Morale got so much personal... I've got a personal investment with Mr. Morale. Mm-hmm. You know, we talk about, like, songs like Father Time. We talk about, like, songs like Savior. When you talk about, like, Rich Spirit. You know, you talk about Mirror, mm-hmm. Purple Hearts, like... There's some like really, really personal connections with me for that album. So I'm still trying to figure out which one I like more. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's my ranking. And then after those two, whichever one, I don't know which one I'm putting before, is Section 80.
Okay. Yeah.
And then it's Untitled Unmastered, and then the Black Panther album. Mm. So, it's either 3 or 4. It's either ranked 3 or 4.
Okay, I can see that definitely. So I'll definitely say too, it's a really, really, really good album. Definitely another masterpiece from him. No surprise. I would probably go still Butterfly, Good Kid, Mad City. I think just the same as yours.
Almost
I
the
can't
same, right?
Pick between Damn or this one.
Yeah, it's hard to
last
be.
one.
This is such a personal investment for me. It's like, I mean, we all know that the songwriting in Damn is undeniable. You know, I'll give that. Mm-hmm. But like, as far as like ranking a whole album, I'm still trying to figure that out. Yeah. As far as what if I like Damn or that one better, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a break of Mr. Morale, and then I'll listen to Damn, and then I'll listen to Mr. Morale again, mm-hmm. and see which one I would rank.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because right now I can definitely see it. It's neck and neck with both. Like,
yeah, for now. Maybe it's the hype, maybe it's the personal investment, but I feel like once I let it simmer and marinate a little bit, mm-hmm. I would listen to Damn again and then listen to Mr. Morale and then see which one I really like. I was like, which one I would put them in the ranks. Mm. But for sure, To Pimp a Butterfly and Good Kid, Mad City would never. I don't think they're gonna stay the way they are for me.
We finally got through the album. Our choice picks as far as that's concerned, you know, everything we had to really discuss about it. So Is there anything else you want to leave us with before we go? Anything you want to promote? Feel free to do so. Anything coming up to expect?
I just released a single on Tuesday, May 24th. It's called Steppin'. Me and Mankind. Mixed and mastered by Bipolari. I've got another single in August. And I've got a mixtape releasing in September with a huge event to kick it off. And yeah. And I also signed another artist to Realist Sound Entertainment.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
moving like a mogul.
Yeah, nice. Expect his EP to come out in July.
Nice.
I'm also featured on it as well, so you could technically say I have another drop on July.
Beautiful.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
The more Brenden, the better.
Yeah, you know.
Who we looking forward to then in July? What's the
Urban J.
Urban J. Okay.
Urban J.
Nice,
dope MC, dope lyricist, super dope rapper, and I can't wait for you guys to listen to it. I'm featured on it. Obviously, he's a realist artist now. So I just released a single on the 24th. I've got the other realist artists on my label, Urban J, in July. Featured on it. Then I got a single in August, and then I got the tape in September.
It's a realist summer.
It's a realist summer. It's a real summer. It's a rugged, raw summer again.
Goddamn. I'm proud of you though. I'm surprised that this is news to me. Of course, you signing somebody. Shouts to Urban J. Then we got his shit to look forward to in July.
That's a fact. But yeah, man, just look forward to all of that. Maybe I'll have him come through with me to another podcast episode. Urban
yeah,
J.
absolutely,
Yeah.
definitely.
Introduce him to the world.
Definitely. I'll be, if he's Brenden approved, of course, absolutely. But thank you again to Brenden. Of course, you can find him on just about everything, I believe, at Realist Brenden, and that's Brenden with 2 E's in it, no A's. Most likely got A's because he's that smart as far as school's concerned. But either way, excelling, excellent. Mama said so. That's what he got branded with as far as Realist Brenden. At Realist Brenden, that's where you can find him. Also, me, more importantly. Well, not more importantly, but just, finalizing. More
importantly, the man.
Ending off the shit, of course. I'm a dumb bald fuck. I'm over here. Hello. I'm the host of this thing. And thank you to him for being an awesome guest as always, Brenden. Count on him for that. Fuck It, that's the name of the podcast here. I also do a movie review one called Who This Been Watching, usually Saturdays live on Twitch, twitch.tv/Who This Is One, live Saturdays, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. You can find that. Fuck It, brand new episodes every Friday, pretty much too, and all the ats, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, no Snapchat, because that got too naughty even for me. I got solicited by some shit. I got sent this thing, that thing, whatever. I said, no, I got to delete the app. No, please.
Damn.
I ain't trying to get incriminated with nothing.
Oh, damn.
And, let's just say it was gender friendly from both ends.
Was that from DR?
No, I hope not. It wasn't dark and it wasn't humongous, so no, probably not. I probably got approached by a Brenden with an E and an A in the name.
Probably, man.
Yeah, so I had to delete that whole
Them
naughty
damn
app.
Brandons.
I had to delete that whole app. So yeah, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, at Who This Is One. That's me where you'll find me. And thank you again. Appreciate you for tuning in this episode, watching, listening, everything too. And we'll catch you fucking next time, man.
Let's go. Let's get it.
Yo, it's over. All right, it's over. It's over. Move the mic. Move the mic.
Thank you.
All right.